What's the name of the thing?
Sorry, what would you say?
No cap.
Yeah, I've got that recorded. That's how it's going to start.
Welcome to No Cap. I'm here with Sol and Joy. How are ya, boys? It's round 10. 11. Welcome to No Cap. I'm with the boys, Sol and Jacob. How are ya?
Yeah, not bad, Ben. Welcome, mate.
Thanks.
Thanks for that, Ben. Great intro again.
Yeah.
Never disappoints.
Just become the standard now, eh? Just you've got the intro down pat.
Yeah.
Nothing special, and
It's
we
alright.
can't forget.
It's alright, I'll introduce myself.
Wait,
thanks.
oof! I'm getting to ya. He forgot ya.
That's what I'm saying.
Not me.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he forgot me, so I'll just introduce him. You know what? I'll let Sal do it.
And you forgot the research guru here, Fred. He's back after a lengthy layoff. How are you, Fred? You right?
Yeah, mate, back to full health.
That's great to hear, man.
Thank you.
Got the vaccine, everything all sweet.
Yeah. Vaccine's in, ready to go. Stage 1 in.
All right, sweet. Man, that's
COVID
great.
free.
Great to hear. You know, honestly, there's nothing else to talk about other than the crackdown on the weekend and Magic Round. Just that's the only thing you've heard all week. Everyone's given their opinion. The thing about the crackdown is everyone's got this same, like they've just put all the incidents into one thing. Like it's just one issue. Yeah. Every tackle was different. I mean, surely you can't just put them into one category. Like there were different kinds of tackles. Some of them didn't do anything. Some of them took people out. But man, it's become this whole shitstorm, honestly, this past week.
Well, yeah, like you can look at this in different ways. You can look at it as, so what most fans and players are looking at as an overreaction. And you can also look at it from sort of Peter V'landys and the whole administration's view as well. So the way that V'landys looks at it is he's seen what's going on in the NFL. He's seen that they're now dealing with cases, you know, like legal cases of people that have been concussed and people that have, you know, brain damage or, you know, can't remember, you know. So what he's trying to do is he's trying to reduce that from happening in the future to make sure that there is a game. Because at the end of the day, if rugby league, the NRL are dealing with these cases on a, you know, a weekly basis or whatever it may be, you know, a few players could come out in 10, 15 years' time and say, you know, look what's happened. The NRL don't have the money compared to what the NFL do to sort of, you know, be able to stay on top of it. So the way he wants to do it in that way is, in the financial ways, he wants to make sure that they're showing everyone that, look, we're willing to adapt, we're willing to change to prevent these sort of things from happening. And he's also trying to show parents as well that have kids playing rugby league or kids that want to play rugby league that, you know, we're becoming a safer sport. Like, it is a contact sport, but a sport that, like, you want to play. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
but the NRL has taken steps in the last 10, 20 years doing that. I mean,
yeah.
We're involved in junior rugby league.
Of course.
You know that there's a safe code, there's code of conduct, there's stuff that we teach the kids not to do. Like, as in, to say that you show on parents, the kids don't play at that intensity. The kids don't smash each other like that.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
But like what we know, we know it because we witness it at training and at footy on the weekends. But when parents think of rugby league, they're not thinking about junior rugby league.
They're watching the
They're
game.
thinking of the NRL, what they watch, what they're exposed to. Did the NRL go about it the right way and just sort of throwing it all in one hit? Probably not. But then he's come out and he said that they've known about this for a few weeks now. So
I was going to say, like, the issue we had a few weeks ago when Jack Hetherington and Felice Kafusi and all those, like, why is that a send-off? Why didn't that get sin-binned? And why did it... Like, I'm happy they've kind of distinguished that. That's a good thing that came out of the weekend, I think, right? But why is the NRL pretending like they haven't taken steps? They've been taking steps for 40 years. 40 years ago, they used to belt each other in the scrums. They used to throw head highs like it's nothing. They got rid of all that violent crap out of the game. Didn't they get rid of the shoulder charge a couple of years ago because of concussion?
2012, I think it was, when Greg
nearly
Inglis
nearly
put it on
10
Dean
years
Young.
ago, it's been out of the game. I'm sure that was an action to prevent concussion. What I'm saying is the guys know what the issue is. The players aren't dumb. I think the way it was policed on the weekend, not the heavy incidents, not Pappenhausen. No one's talking about Pappenhausen. Like, it keeps bringing up Pappenhausen, yeah? Okay, that is a send-off in any era of the game. That's a send-off. We know this 100%. Even Papali, we saw it with Talakai a few weeks ago, got sent off for similar contact to the head. The ones that I'm talking about that got policed, overdone, compensated was the Tyson Gamble one. Was the accidents that happened, stopping a try, not trying to... Like Herman SASA, like he was telling me, you're saying to me that parents watch players and kids idolise players. Kids aren't idolising Herman SASA. Kids aren't idolising these kinds of players that are having brain snaps, right? The best players in our game don't do that bull crap. When it comes to Pappenhausen, it's a bad look for the game, but no one complained about that. We were complaining about the small incidents, true? I mean, am I right or wrong here, Ben?
You're right.
So what did you take out of it?
I took out of it that it's time that the NRL finally found its own consistent method, which isn't very consistent because they ruled everything differently to the high tackle rule. Like, there was a lot of high tackles that should have not been a sin bin or a send off, but they're also categorized it all in the same bubble for the one weekend. Like, if you're going to do that, you got to consistently do that throughout the whole season and throughout the rest of the rules. You can't just keep chopping and changing rules as you feel like it.
So do you think they overdid it, or do you think now that's the way it should be?
They overdid it this weekend because there were some high tackles that weren't actually high tackles to send off or sin bin, like you were saying.
Yeah, but that's from what we know or are accustomed to. What's happening here is they're trying to implement a change, and by the looks of it, is they're doing it too rushed, maybe, or we're just unsure on the rules on what's a sin bin, what's a send off, what's on report. So I think we're just going to have to become used to it in a way, and we just got to back that. The reason why they're doing this is to make our game a better game, so that players can play longer. Like, knock on wood, imagine Boyd Cordner has to retire this year. The bloke's not even 30 yet, and he's got so much to offer to the game. He's such a great player. He's captained his country, his state and his team, and he's had success with all three. You want him to play for as long as possible. I don't agree with how they've just sort of rushed it in, but those tackles you're talking about, they're all lazy tackles. That's the problem. But the reason why they're lazy tackles is because how fast they've made this game.
That's another thing.
Yeah.
And what I'm talking about, the ones that weren't that bad, that didn't cause any damage.
They were the lazy tackles.
The lazy tackles, right? But they were trying to defend the try. They're trying to put their body on the line.
Yeah.
10 minutes is too much. Like, that's such a big penalty for a team to cop. A send-off is a send... now we know... Like, it's great they're sending off certain things, but those other incidents, because they've said all the incidents were correct. I mean, that's just them blowing smoke up, you know what I mean?
Yeah, to back themselves.
Exactly. And there has to be a distinguishable thing here. Like the bunker, look, this all came on the back of what happened with Tedesco in the Para-Roosters game, where we gave the bunker shit because they did nothing about it. They got eyes, they've got ears, they saw what happened, they heard what happened, and took no action. That's why they copped it. That's why these things come into... It's been rushed. Sorry, researcher has got something. You're saying?
I just want to say that they can just separate it into different grades, can't they?
Yeah, possibly.
Like grade 1, grade 2, grade 3. Simple. Like, one would be either 5 minutes in the bin or on report. The other one 10 minutes and the other one sent off. It's simple. And they can make it black and white. It doesn't have to stay a grey area.
No.
But
of course not.
What they did on the weekend was just too much. It's over the top.
It's like a warning shot to for the teams.
That's what it felt like. It felt like, listen, we're changing the rules. Get used to it. But I feel like they can go about it in a better way.
You're talking about Boyd Cordner, right? And the NRL pundits, during the week's been giving examples of Boyd Cordner, Jake Friend. Look what happened to him. Wade Graham, all these great. But if you look at the concussions they copped it while trying to tackle. The tackle technique, I'm not saying it was bad, but they just got their head in the wrong place.
That's right.
Or they got when they ran the ball up, They got tackled hard, but their head smashed onto the ground.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Like,
Well,
it didn't come on the back of... Like it didn't come up of tackles, you know what I mean? There's that issue. And now they're trying to say, well, we're going to have to bring back the legs tackle. We're going to have to bring back the lower
that's
tackles.
not going to change anything.
But what I'm saying is, like, if you're going to bring those back, there's going to be multiple concussions there.
That's right.
And it's going to get to a point where guys get low enough and they lift again and they dump the guys on the head. Like what happened to Alex McKinnon. Like, you're going back in the reverse direction. There's going to be another issue down the track. The way we teach tackle technique to kids, and it's brought up to the NRL, I think it's right, man. Getting over the ball, wrapping up the ball, putting them on the... They're trying to change the whole... And the thing is, if you're going to go lower and get the legs tackled, the guy's going to have a free arm to pass the ball or get on his front and quick play the ball. Like, the game's not quick enough. Like, the game's going to a really troubled direction, like, down the track. Like, if they've got to... Like I said, like you're saying, they've got to distinguish these tackles so they're not out of hand. Like, the ones that you're defending your line or, you know, someone ducked and they accidentally hit their head. Like Lachlan Burr. So I was trying to think of him, Lachlan Burr. Why did he cop 10 in the bin? That killed the game for the Cowboys at that point. Like, it's too severe, those tackles. The ones they got sent off deserved sending off. Am I right? Or did you have issues with those ones?
No, you're 100%.
That's the ones they're trying to get rid of. Those ones. But they've been trying to get rid of them for a long time. It's these little ones that they're killing the game. You know what I mean? I saw a stat this week. 60% of the games have been blowouts this year already.
Yeah.
It's usually about 30 to 40% that are blowouts.
And when your team's on the back end of the defeat, you're not interested in the game anymore. You don't really want to watch. Like,
no way.
The way, and I don't know if it's because clubs aren't run properly in a way. So, like, for example, the top 5 clubs at the moment, they're probably run at a better in a better state than what the bottom 5 are, for example, which allows them to get the perfect players and, you know, all the rest of it. But it's, I don't know, I just feel like the game's not as enjoyable once there's a blowout. Like, you want a close game, you want an enjoyable game. You don't want to be seeing 40, 50. Like, last week we had a 50-0 and then a 48-0 the next game. Like, that's not enjoyable. And I don't know, is the game too fast? I think it is. Yeah, I think the game's too fast. And because it's too fast, you got a lot of players playing under fatigue, making stupid choices, such as those tackles or swinging arms, or... Do you know what I mean? So
it just causes more injuries as well, though.
Yeah.
Like,
so
if you got players playing, well, they're trying to play at 100%, but they're fatigued because the game is so quick. They're going to get injured. Hammies, ACLs, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like,
it's all compounded. It's all compounded down the track.
It's just going to create the gap that's going to be 50 times bigger between the teams that are at the top and the teams that are from 6 down. Who's going to compete with the top 5?
No one. Like, even look, Penrith got an early sin bin in that game. It didn't affect them once. They scored 3 tries in the sin bin.
Yeah, I know.
When they were down a player. Whereas Canberra versus Dogs,
down to 11 and still won.
And they came back and beat us. You know, let's.
Dragons down the whole game.
Yeah. Yeah, that was set up for a good game, and then Dragons copped, and that was the end of the game. Like, but he deserved it. The guy, what's his name? Fuimaono deserved that. Like, he's an idiot for doing that's the stuff. That stuff, SAA, that's always been, but it hasn't always been sent off. Yeah. Now it's sent off. That's a good thing. That's the thing I'm happy about. But it's the other ones. Like, I'll go back to it. It's the other ones they've got to distinguish, man, because it's too big of a penalty for especially a low team to cop.
If it's a high tackle and then the bloke's up again.
Like, you're gonna go. They go to the bunker anyway. How many times did they stop the game?
Yeah.
They blew the whistle and they checked it, right?
Yeah.
And like, oh no, here we go. As if the bunker says, oh look, you know, it was a lazy tackle, wasn't that forceful, just defend his line. Report, play on. You know what I mean? Or like you said, bring a 5-minute sin bin in. I mean, it can't be that hard to adjudicate or distinguish, man.
But then you got to start distinguishing what's a 5-minute sin bin, what's a 10-minute sin bin.
But if a player stays on, and it was just a love tap, it was just a lazy, you know, just put his hand out.
What's a 10-minute sin bin? A foul play.
That still deserves 10 minutes of foul play. The professional foul deserves 10 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
But these are the things I got to distinguish because, okay, Origin's coming up, yeah?
Yeah.
Are you telling me, okay, in the past, we always say Origin's ref different, yeah? Are you telling me that the way they've refed it on the weekend is going to be refed at Origin? They're saying they will. No,
They say no will, but probably
come
not.
on, man. No
They know
chance.
they'll wreck the game and they'll lose people.
Of course, no chance. It's going to end up 8-8. That's dumb. Anyway, we're gonna revisit it anyway
We'll
because
have to see what happens.
that
this
was
week.
1 week of it.
Yeah.
Imagine a few weeks. Moving on, Penrith Panthers 10-0.
10-0.
Unbelievable start.
Incredible.
I mean, they haven't versed many big teams, but man, like the way they're playing is at a different level to everyone. Like it's them, Daylight second, and then you got Souths, Para, and like they're really good, but Penrith's on another level. What they throw at teams is ridiculous, man. Like I haven't seen it in a while.
And it looks like they're just playing off the cuff, just enjoying their footy, and that's what's so good to watch about them. They're not. It doesn't look like they're too structured. Like obviously they've got their structures and their plays and whatever, but just the way they play is so enjoyable. Everyone's backing each other. Everyone's got confidence in one another, and why wouldn't you? Like that they've played. I think Melbourne. They've played Melbourne and Canberra. I don't know, I'm not sure if they've played the Roosters.
No, I don't
Yeah.
think so. I don't think they've versed the Roosters
but
yet,
they have a big game this week with obviously Latrell being back, so it's going to be tough. But the form Nathan Clear is in is unbelievable. Like you got to remember he's only 23, I think, and his dad's the coach as well. So like that's even like without even thinking about it, that's just even more pressure that's put on a kid to perform. Like at the end of the day, if your son's playing rubbish, are you going to make the hard decision to drop him?
That's true.
Like,
and he knows that. I think
he's got a lot of pressure on his shoulders. Like,
Yeah.
he's the state halfback. He's the halfback for his state. Like,
he's
and-
23 and he's his 6th year.
Yeah. So
But the way they play, right? They play different every week. They're not doing the same crap that we
Yeah.
complain about when
Yeah.
it comes to the Dogs or the
Yeah.
Loads.
just
Like
off the
they are,
cuff.
they are throwing different shapes, different things. You'll never see 2 games the same with these guys.
Just eyes up footy, isn't it? And they've had a different attacking coach. Like they got the guy from the Tigers that's now taken over Trent Barrett,
Yeah,
and it's like no one left.
nothing's
Yeah.
changed. Are you
Yeah.
impressed by Penrith, Ben?
I'm amazed. I don't think anyone can beat them. I reckon they're down to break their record and our record from 02.
Tato, you don't think anyone can beat them?
I don't think anyone can beat them till they break the record. So I'm hoping that.
So
they
you
break
think
the,
they're trying to break the record?
Yeah.
Well, they're not far off.
What's the record about 17?
I think it's still 17. I think it's 19.
Well,
man.
last
No,
year
17.
they won about 16 or 17 in a row. Wasn't
They
it?
won 17 in a row, and then the
Yeah.
grand final was 18. They lost.
Ah, poor. Okay. I think this week.
It's a tough ask this week.
This week's going to be tough. They're playing
I think out in Dubbo.
Apex. Yeah, Dubbo, I'm pretty
I
sure.
finally got one right in Dubbo.
Yeah. And then they don't play Para till another few weeks. So that'll be enough, or probably a bit more, about 5-6 weeks.
Yeah,
I could be wrong.
I know the
Yeah.
last 7 weeks is a tough run for them, and a lot of away games, a lot of big teams,
Yeah,
Roosters,
so
Melbourne, Para. They've got those kinds of games down at the back end, but I think someone will beat them. I think someone will get them. Like anyone can beat him like on their day, right? Especially the big teams. Like Melbourne almost got him early in the year. They should have got him. They didn't. But I think if they verse Para or the Roosters, they're going to give them a really good run for their money. But again, I wouldn't be shocked if no one beat them. So you're on the record, they're not going to lose a regular season game. Say it right now.
I'm going on record, and they won't lose a regular season game till they break the record.
but
Okay, so they will lose in the regular season. So they'll get 20 games. Sorry, they'll get 18 games, and then they'll lose.
Yeah.
We're going to find out who that 19th game is.
But do they win the grand final?
That's the question.
You know,
Can they?
They would have taken a lot of experience out of last year. They would have learnt a lot, and I think if they can keep this and book themselves a spot in the grand final,
That's the motivation.
yeah,
That's why they're at this level.
and that's
it's
good
still-
because they're young. Like that could
Yeah.
really get to their heads and make them lose that, self-belief in the team. But just because, the most of the team have played with each other before the NRL.
yeah.
Like a lot of them went to school together. A lot of them played in the juniors together. So, and they've obviously got that bond and that leadership within the group, and that accountability that everyone's going to perform. So I think, look, for their own sake, I hope they do win the comp, because if they don't, I don't know.
Then we'll start talking about. It'll be hard to define their legacy if they don't win a comp out on the back of what they've done the last 2 years.
They won't be taken seriously.
It's weird, man. They've only lost once in the last how long?
Yeah.
I don't know. Research guru.
By the way, their 18th game is against Warriors.
Away?
Away.
Their 18th? I think Benny was
18th.
saying their 19th.
Benny's saying their 19th they're going to lose.
Yeah, the 19th they'll lose. So they'll break the record the 18th, and then the 19th is that.
Brisbane.
So they're winning that one. Who's the week after?
Well, they had a close game from that week.
They did, but I always said that's at Penrith, so they can. Yeah.
Melbourne.
Okay, here we go. So Melbourne, they're losing that
Then
one.
he's calling round 20. Be their first loss.
Round 20
They
at
can
Amy
probably-
Park.
They can probably do with that.
Yeah. I wonder if they lose during Origin period, because there's going to be a lot out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and their depth.
They've only got to play the one game, but they've got really good depth. They got really good depth for
Their
compared to other
reserve
teams.
grade team's good.
Yeah.
They're coming first.
So if you think
But they're not all NRL experienced.
yeah. But no, we'll leave it at round 20
Like,
then. Or round
they
21, whatever.
No, round 20.
Round 20 is it?
Yeah.
No, that's it. Alright.
It'll be interesting.
We'll find out. Speaking of the games, let's move on.
Wait, before we get to that.
Sorry, mate. Breaking news.
Sorry. A bit of breaking news. Apparently, Tigers are going for Brisbane duo. Pangai Jr. and Asako. Apparently, they were caught getting on a plane to Brisbane. The head of recruitment, Maguire, all of that, were all
Weren't they just going to Magic Round
No, Wednesday morning, this morning.
this morning?
Yeah,
Well, who are they playing this week?
I don't know.
Tigers are playing the Warriors on Friday.
Okay.
So they would
At
have
Central Coast.
they would have had the day off today.
There you go.
Interesting. Well,
Like,
I don't think Brisbane's gonna
having
be-
a meeting and signing a player is two different things. Like
like
Trent Barrett had a meeting with the Cheese a few weeks ago. And
she's probably going to stay anyway. So
doesn't look like he's coming.
I mean, it is interesting. They're going down that route. They're trying to nick more Brisbane players. I mean, they bought a few.
Why
they-
not?
Yeah, but is that the team to be recruiting from, or they don't really have much choice there, do they?
No.
I mean, you're in the inner sanctums. Why am I speaking? Can you confirm anything there?
No, I can't. I know nothing about it. I don't even know why they're going after these guys.
Who knows?
Anyways.
Anyway, North Queensland, Newcastle tomorrow night at Queensland Country Bank Stadium. Is Ponga back?
No, he's still out.
Yeah, for me that's a North Queensland win.
Yeah, North Queensland have been okay. Tight one last week, and
They got back into it well.
yeah. With Ponga being out, he's a massive part in that team. He's like Trebojevic to Manly in a way. Probably not.
I think he is. No, I think he is, man.
Yeah. So
Because they don't play as exciting. They're not watchable without him, honestly, and they probably can't express themselves or do what they want to do without him because he takes pressure off the whole team. Mitchell Pearce being out, it's turned out to be a really massive loss for them. Yeah, I think they're in dire straits. I don't think they can make the 8 this year. I will just say it right now, like they're missing out.
unfortunate for them. They've been through so much over the past few years, and
Yeah,
we all thought they were on the rebuild and on the comeback. Doesn't look like it. But yeah, I'll have to go the Cowboys here, especially being in North Queensland as well.
Ben.
Yeah, Cowboys too.
All right. Friday night, Warriors, West Tigers. Tigers, they had a good win last week. Came back to life after a few tough weeks. Warriors, I think they played pretty well against Parramatta. I think their issue is when Reece Walsh jumped on, gave him a bit of spark, gave him something different. Parramatta went on a tear, and they bring the kid on 24-0 down. They got to find a way to bring this kid in earlier when the game is still on the line. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's such a good player. Like when he comes on, he just creates that extra sort of dimension for them. But their biggest problem at the moment is where do we put Roger? Roger's our fullback. He's too good to sort of put on the wing for the whole game. Yes, he's not going to be here next year, but we still need to win games. So their problem is, where do we put him?
Can't you just shuffle RTS to a wing, or put the kid on a wing and then in defense put RTS at fullback, and then in attack put the kid in at fullback to play that second receiver role where he can throw the ball and make something from a play, or take Tavita Harris off and put the kid in that half?
No, look, the thing is with Roger, he can't. He's carried him on his back without this kid, like, in a way, because the kid takes a lot of pressure off his back. Not in terms of like defense or in terms of him, not being able to handle the pressure or anything like that. Just in terms of like attacking wise, it frees him up because the kid's doing something magical on one side. He can do something else on the other side. Like
Less pressure.
Yeah, so
less to worry about. Just focus
yeah,
on one.
because they're all aiming for him. They know if they stop him, they stop the whole team.
Yeah.
This kid adds another dimension. They've got to find if they find a way to fix that, they'll be a strong contender for the 8. Honestly, but who's winning this one?
I'm gonna pick the Warriors because Tigers are playing one game up, one game down, and
It continues. Huh?
yeah.
I'm gonna pick the Tigers here. I think what they did last week really worked for them. Their positional changes and they just blew Newcastle out of the water.
Man, Adam Dewey, I thought he might struggle to get into the game. He probably doubled his input, his effectiveness in the game. Like he's been running right the last 2 weeks for the Tigers. I'm gonna go Tigers. Friday night, Sharks, St. George. St. George, Duffy's out. That's a massive loss.
Duffy's out, Maguire's out, Formoano's out.
I forgot about them.
Ravalawa's out.
Do they have any players left?
They've got a few young boys playing this week. So Ramsey's going to fullback with Pereira and Figo on the wings. Billy Burns playing in the centres.
For me, it's Duffy. If he's not there, they lose a lot of attacking prowess. They can't really get into their a man down as well. Yeah, he's. Again, we talk about Trebojevic and Ponga. He's kind of that to the Dragons in terms of from an attacking point of view.
Yeah.
I think Cronulla's due a win here.
They are. They haven't been in good form recently. Ever since they lost to the Dogs, it's all sort of gone downhill for them. So, I think I don't know. Like Connor Tracy's a great player, but I don't think he's a winger.
No, he's not.
He's not. And surely they have someone else that they can put there and, get him off the bench and let him do something off the bench. So
Molatalo and Katoa injured, are they?
Yeah.
I mean, they're massive losses. But I think Cronulla wins, Benny.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Cronulla as well.
All right. Oh, yep. Saturday, Seabus Super Stadium, Gold Coast Titans versus the Canterbury Bulldogs. Dogs, can't believe they lost last week. Actually, I can believe it. They're the only team that could be in that position and somehow concede an overlap to a 2-man team. To an 11-man team. Probably a 2-man team as well, to be honest.
We didn't concede to an 11-man team. Ingles back on the field. They had 12.
We couldn't score.
Oh, who
when
cares?
They had
The same
players.
crap. Even if it was 11, bro, we wouldn't have scored.
Yeah, we couldn't score when they had 11 players.
We gave away 7 tackles set anyway.
We went from side to side. Yeah.
It was a horrible set, I remember. And Gold Coast...
they're missing Fafita and also Peachy.
Still out.
And
Yeah.
obviously
SASA.
So,
I don't know. Are we a chance? Probably. But are we going to win? Probably not.
yeah. I'm excited to watch Aaron Shoup make his or Shop make his debut. I think he's been long overdue to make his debut, especially in a struggling side. So I hope he does perform well and he can cement a spot in that 17.
Well, Flanagan can't get in the team. I think he needs to somehow get into this. If he was playing, I'd be a bit more confident about the Dogs.
Yeah, what the Dogs are doing right now is unacceptable. Yeah, from coaching staff going all the way up to the top to the CEO and the chairman.
This is a big statement here, Ben.
The chairman? I thought he was your mate, Ben.
I thought his uncle.
Nah.
Well, I mean, it's really hard to say that to a team that's... We're not good, but we knew we weren't going to be good this year. We thought maybe if they could get their act together, maybe a chance at 10th, 9th, 8th, but clearly they're not that good.
We're sitting at the bottom of the table. There's no more 10, 9...
No, I
nothing.
get that, but what were you expecting to win the premiership this year?
No, but like I wasn't expecting to sit at last for the whole season.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
if
fair
you
enough.
compare it to last year's team, you're thinking we're winning a few games.
Maybe last year's team was better. I don't know.
Yeah, Dean Pay's probably laughing.
I mean, Aaron Sharp, is that the way you
Yeah.
say that? Have you had much to do with him at Mounties?
I've seen him play and he's done a very great job.
So what qualities does he bring to the team? Honestly, like I haven't seen him play.
His speed, his creativity. So like, he'll.
Don't big him up too much because
Yeah.
they make him like the second coming of Greg Inglis, but
Nah,
like
nah.
he's worthy, right?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can tell
yeah.
he's quick, obviously
Yeah.
fast. He's
As long as he's quick. As long as
he's confident,
yeah.
good attacker. So
Well, all the best to him.
he's long overdue.
All the
so
best to him.
Glad he got a call up.
Call up. Gold Coast just.
I'm still not going to tip against my team. So Bulldogs.
You just berated and
Yeah.
dismantled the Canterbury board right from the top to the bottom, but they're still your team.
Reverse psychology, I think it is.
Fair enough.
Don't question the
Oh, I'm not questioning him. Sorry, mate.
the oracle.
Gold Coast?
Yeah.
Yeah, Gold Coast. Saturday, the next game, I can't wait to watch this one. The Sydney Roosters, Brisbane Broncos. This should be a tight one.
By 50 points to the Sydney Roosters.
Can you imagine they did Mercy rule in the NRL?
Yeah.
I reckon this game will be done by half time. But then again, you never know. Like the Broncos, we thought Penrith were going to smash the Broncos.
That's true.
And it was a close game. Let's give them a like.
I'm excited for this game the most. Sam Walker running amok against a team that knocked him back. I can't wait.
Well, he's going to be targeted, but I hope he can. I hope he can put a show on.
So what are you predicting for Sam Walker? How many points?
Is he kicking or
He's
not
kicking goals.
I reckon let's give him at least
Will
20
it-
by himself. 24 points
So
by
he'll
himself.
easily outscore Brisbane.
Yeah, he'll score 2 tries and kick 10 goals.
Look, I don't know. It's at the SCG. It's for Jake Friend. They're doing a tribute to him as well that night. They don't want to let him down. Teddy's due for a big game. I know he played pretty good last week, but I think he's in for a massive game this week.
I don't usually interrupt in this segment, but I feel like it could be a closer game than what you guys are putting on.
Look, if the Roosters get 3 in the sin bin, 2 sent off, possibly.
Then it'll be close.
Possibly.
Speaking about the Roosters, rumour has it that Boyd Corner will be back in 4 weeks.
Okay.
Thanks, man. Hey.
Inside scoop there from the big
Inside
man.
scoop, can't reveal.
Personally, look, the Broncos. I thought they were going to give Manly a game.
Yeah.
Like
That's what we said. Yeah.
we had to pick the margin. I picked 2.
Yeah.
I missed the 48 or whatever.
I think I
else
put
on
6,
top.
so you're not far
Yeah,
off. I'm not
yeah,
far off of it.
Yeah.
So-
Anyways.
Well, that's what's putting me off Brisbane.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the sin bin didn't help and all
Nah.
that, but still, like, that Manly was going to run a muck either way on them.
We all going Roosters here, Ben?
I mean,
150%.
mate, this is your guarantee for the week, eh?
Yeah.
Imagine it doesn't. They lose, and I
I'll
can't wait for next week if they
I'll
lose.
retire from tipping.
What's happening in the next game, you'd say?
Canberra, Melbourne Storm at GIO Stadium. Canberra, well, we played them back into form somewhat. They got a bit of confidence now. But Wyden's out, Papali's out. They're key players. Yeah, I think Melbourne,
Melbourne should do the job here.
Yeah, even though Papali's out,
Nico
yeah.
Hines been playing great.
he ran a muck last week.
Did well.
How many Supercoach points did he get? 180 or something?
Yeah.
He didn't even score a try.
Yeah.
He didn't even score a try. No, I'm saying, like,
Yeah.
imagine he scored a try.
Yeah. Smith's back for the Storm. So
Brennan Smith, yeah.
so that'll
Both
help them.
Smiths are back. One's in the coaching box.
Nice. He's got a point. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
All right. Melbourne?
Yeah.
By 60.
Canberra got too many leaders out.
So the Roosters by 50, Melbourne by 60.
Yeah.
It's going to be a big
Oh.
week.
Sunday afternoon. This is the games I'm looking forward to. We've had poor games here, but this is the day of big clashes. All right, we start off at Dubbo finally. I got it right. South Sydney, Penrith. South Sydney welcome a lot of players back, I think, including Mansour and Latrell. And Penrith unchanged. They should give them a run, Rabbitohs, surely.
I think so. Latrell being back is going to be massive for Penrith. What that means is Walker gets to play his game now.
Wait, massive for Penrith.
Did I say Penrith?
Massive for the Rabbitohs.
Massive for Rabbitohs. It'll be massive for Penrith. Massive to deal with.
True.
But Latrell being back for the Rabbitohs is going to be big for them because that's now going to allow Walker to go back to that 6, play his game. Reynolds will control, and now they know they've got an option, out the back. Johnston and Mensah on the wings. They were missing, I think they had Masters there, Tane Milne there. So Mensah, experienced winger, his old club, didn't re-sign him. He's there, he's trying to make a point. And then you get Benjamin Marshall coming off the bench. So you're going to have probably 5 playmakers, essentially, at one stage. And
pretty much full strength.
Yeah, I don't think Penrith have faced this yet this year. So
No.
I'm not saying they're going to lose, but I'm saying it's going to be a challenge. And how they adapt to that challenge is going to be interesting.
Oh, we're close, I think, but Penrith maybe just.
Yeah, I'll go with Penrith maybe just.
No, you have to go with Penrith for the rest till round 20. You have no choice.
Yeah.
You remember that comment you made, yeah?
Yeah. I'm going to go with maybe just, but 30-0.
Maybe just.
You say Rabbitohs no chance for you.
Bro, Rabbitohs had no chance against Melbourne. You think
but they had a few out.
That was a different team, different night, different day. It's a different day.
Dubbo, mate. Sunday afternoon.
Home
Isn't it
game,
sunny on Sunday?
Yeah.
Don't you love your Sunday afternoon football?
All right, I'll
Dubbo's
reduce it
God's
13
country.
plus to Penrith.
Okay.
That's fair.
Reduced. And the last game, Parramatta versus Manly.
Big game.
Massive game. Both on a run here. It sets up an exciting clash. Parramatta, very, very good. Very good in the first half against the Warriors. Blew them out of the park. I hadn't seen them play like that in ages. Like, the way they dismantled them. The way Moses dismantled him. That was his best game by far for me.
Yeah, he set up, I think, Nathan Brown's first try.
Yeah. The flick.
Yeah.
Split him.
He's just playing with so much confidence at the moment. It's a shame for him that he's now part of an era where you got Nathan Cleary. So his name doesn't even get thrown around that origin discussion.
Yeah, it should, but it's not.
But it doesn't.
Yeah.
Whereas if he was a Queenslander, he'd
Probably
be
beg for
spoken about more and more. And this is a problem Queensland had, all these years ago with Cronk and Cherry Evans and Thurston and
Scott
Lockyer.
Prince.
Yeah. So, but look, Parramatta, the way they played on Sunday, considering one of their playmakers only got to train once with them, and that was the captain's run, they looked great.
Great debut, Jacob Arthur. It was awesome. Awesome to see. Even the scenes after with his dad, that was an awesome moment they captured.
Massive day for the family, and I think well deserved. He's been playing well in reserve grade, and he, a lot of people say that's because of his dad he got to go, but at the end of the day, it was the players that made the decision, and that's what Brad Arthur's good at, sort of giving their players the responsibility. Who do you think we should bring in?
That's the most important thing, right? The players got your back. There's no worry.
They're not going to let you down, and you have to show them that respect back.
100%. But Manly, on the other hand, they're killing teams off the park. Even when they versed Penrith, it was a tough game, but there were moments they could have, maybe if they get the next try, they could have scared them. It was only 28-16 they lost. This is the next big game they've got. I think they're going to give Para a run.
They will. And the only thing is for him being out, you get Cade Cuss coming into the number 6.
Don't be shocked if Schuster slips there into 6. And
Schuster
then
goes in and they get someone in the second row.
So
that's possible. But the way Trebojevic has just transformed this team is unbelievable. He's made every player, not just himself, but every player take it up a notch. And Jason Saab, the way he's been playing
on the back of that.
Yeah, it makes Cherry Evans' job so much easier. And you got to understand, their hooker at the moment isn't a dummy half.
No.
He's a half.
Imagine they had Manasseh.
Yeah.
A dummy half.
They'll be killing it.
I mean, think about it. They lost their 2 of their spine who contribute them. The way they play is on the back of them.
And they've also lost Fanua Blake, who was
As
massive
well.
for them.
Yeah.
Massive for them in the middle. So
so
they've done really well. I'm going to go Parramatta 1-12.
Yep. Penny,
Who are you going to go with?
I'm asking you.
All right. Just to pick safe, I'm going to go with manlyseaeagles. 13 plus. with Tommy to score 3. Do you want me to keep going?
No, please stop. It's a tough one, yeah. I heard a rumour about Mitchell Moses.
What is it?
They apparently got injured at training. I mean, research guru. I mean, if you close up shop here, I need something here.
Injured at training?
Apparently broke his hand at training. I don't know if it's true or not, to be honest. But if he's out, Manly for me. Easily. Nothing yet. Maybe it's bull crap. I don't know.
But Mitchell or no Mitchell, Manly's got.
I know, yeah, but I don't. Who cares, mate? We get it. All right, but for me that changes it. If he plays Para, if he doesn't play Manly, yeah. All right, Benny. I mean, do you have something for us this week? I mean, you were out and about. You've been telling me every bloody day you're somewhere. You have something for us this week on your segment.
We're at the Fig Tree, Collagen Sports and Performance
Centre
for the inaugural city versus country clash. So the champion players from the country regionals will get together and build a team of 17 or 18, and then the Sydney Ron Massey teams will pick 2 or 3 players from each of the Ron Massey teams, and they'll make their team. And
so it's been revitalised in that way. Yeah, eh? That's good to hear.
And they'll come out and just play each other in a city versus country clash.
So you're telling me this is happening or this happened?
This happened on the weekend.
So who bloody won?
City won all their games except for one.
I don't care. I'm talking about your game.
Oh, we won.
Of course you did. Of course you bloody won.
Magic hands.
Yeah, mate. Build yourself up. I don't care. Just say it.
I got the magic touch. What can I tell you?
Fair enough. No, congratulations, mate.
Thanks.
Awesome. Anything else?
Yeah, I was working alongside some greats like Frank Pritchard.
Oh yeah.
We also had a former ex-Bulldogs player in the team, Danny Falolo.
Fualalo.
That's
the one. Yeah. Anything from them? Any words of wisdom from them?
No, it was just a great game.
Great atmosphere.
Yeah.
Great time. No, it's good.
Our game should have been the last game to be played, but it was the second last, and after that, the crowd.
So you got issues now?
No.
You can take them up with the New South Wales Rugby League. I mean, I don't care.
You can call them for me tomorrow.
Yeah, sweet. All right, thanks, Ben. All right, that's it, boys.
Thanks, boys.
Thanks, Jacob. I know you got an early wake up.
Can I leave one last scoop?
Yeah, go for it, mate.
I might be massaging one of the NRL team's captains in a couple of weeks.
Oh, okay.
Private.
Can you name which state?
New South Wales.
Okay, so that cuts it down to about 9 or 10. Is it the Sydney region or the outer regions?
No, Sydney.
So it cuts it down there. 1. East?
Yeah, East.
That's about it. Thanks, Ben.
No worries.
Pleasure.
Anytime.
Thanks, boys.
Thanks, boys.
Thanks,
Fred, man.
Thanks, boys.
Yeah,
I'm always forgotten.
mate, you closed up shop 20 minutes ago. Anyway,
I'm still here, but
mate, do your job.
at least let me say bye.
See ya.
See ya.
Is it enough? Are you happy?
I'm happy,
Alright.
very happy now.
Thanks, everyone. Enjoy the footy.
Thanks.
Mate.
Thanks.
Hey.